So Oswald's aim was to try and derive a biological explanation for why sleep exists. This whole topic is kind of part of the biological explanation. So Oswald's particularly interested in the biology of sleep. So he's not overly interested in kind of the cognitive aspect or the psychodynamic aspect, any of that stuff. He cares about what is the biological reason for sleep? What does it do for our body and brain? And he proposed this restoration explanation. So he said that actually sleep is for restoring the body, and different parts of sleep are responsible and necessary for restoring different parts of the body. So slow wave sleep, or SWS, enables the repair and the restoration of the body, and REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, is responsible for brain recovery. If you're struggling to remember the difference between these different parts of sleep, you might want to go back to the work that we did last week, have a little look at that, and just remind yourself of that. But Oswald said these two different parts of sleep, they were responsible for different types of restoration. And he said that if we don't sleep, well, injuries will heal slower and our brain function will actually be impaired. So he was saying that sleep is responsible for restoring the body and restoring the brain. And if we don't have those things, then we're not going to be able to restore those and we're going to have some problems. And what he was talking about really was this idea that over the course of the day, waste chemicals build up in the muscles following physical exertion. Now, you need to go to your biology teacher or your PE teacher to get a bit more information about this, but things like lactic acid and other chemicals are generated by the movement of muscles. Now, these are broken down over time, and they don't just stay there, they're broken down and then they're excreted. But the if you're moving around a lot, the rate at which they're broken down is slower than the rate at which they're being generated. So in slow wave sleep, when the body is relatively still and not actually creating any new waste chemicals, is an opportunity for the body basically to catch up, to kind of get all of that stuff done while it's not being while more waste isn't being generated. It's kind of the reason why we have cleaners at the school who are cleaning during the day, but there's constantly new rubbish and stuff being generated by you slovenly monsters of students. And so most of the cleaning gets done at night when they can kind of catch up because no more waste is being created. Um, Also, repairs can be carried out on damaged cells while they're not in use. So that's often at school we have the Jannies go around and fix things like broken doors and stuff while they're not being used. So slow wave sleep is sort of like that. The body can be repaired in that way. REM sleep is similar, but when we're talking about REM sleep, we're not talking about waste chemicals or muscles or anything like that. We're talking about neurotransmitters. So those are parts of the brain that connect the different brain cells together, kind of chemicals. And so these can be replenished and restored during REM sleep when they're not necessarily being used in the same way as when someone's awake.